Now, I know that no one meant any harm, at least not consciously, but the script was very clear. As a woman, your body is a problem to be managed. Your curves are a threat to be hidden. Your beauty is a weapon that might hurt you or somebody else. So Khalia learned a quiet and devastating rule. If I want to stay safe and loved, I must disappear inside my clothes. She didn't stop having a body. She just stopped belonging to it. Sometimes self-abandonment doesn't look like burnout or overwork. It can also look like standing in front of a mirror and not knowing how to look at your own body without flinching first. It sounds like apologizing for wanting touch while secretly resenting yourself for wanting anything at all. This is episode 2 of Where I Left Myself. And today, I want to talk about the version of me who learned to distrust her own desire long before she ever learned to enjoy it. Her name is Khalia. Now, if you've seen episode 1 of Where I Left Myself, then you already know about my year of kintsugi and the 4 personas. So you already met her. But you can pause right now and go play that episode if you haven't done so already. Khalia symbolizes my divine feminine. She's soft, introverted, sensual, deeply intuitive, and for a long time, she was completely policed. She grew up in the shadows of religion, in a world where good girls stayed covered up. They stayed quiet, and they definitely didn't talk openly about pleasure or desire. On top of that, she navigated the aftershocks of early sexual experiences that weren't safe, emotionally unavailable caregivers, and media images that told her femininity had an acceptable look. They were either slim, blonde hair, blue-eyed, perfectly packaged models, or they were voluptuous video vixens. Khalia didn't fit any of those descriptions, so she did what many of us tend to do. She survived by splitting away from her own body. She turned down the volume on her own desire and turned up the volume on everyone else's expectations on femininity, beauty, intimacy, sensuality. One of my earliest memories of self-abandonment in my body came wrapped in something as simple as a dress. Picture this. It's Sunday morning. The perfume of grease, baby lotion, and a church mint. I'm standing in front of a mirror, adjusting a dress that suddenly feels too much, too fitted, too grown, too revealing. But before I could even really register what I was feeling, the chorus in my head begins. Pull that down. Cover up. That's too tight. You don't want to give the wrong impression. Now, I know that no one meant any harm, at least not consciously, but the script was very clear. As a woman, your body is a problem to be managed. Your curves are a threat to be hidden. Your beauty is a weapon that might hurt you or somebody else. So Khalia learned a quiet and devastating rule. If I want to stay safe and loved, I must disappear inside my clothes. She didn't stop having a body. She just stopped belonging to it. Fast forward. Different setting, same pattern. Now it's not church, it's intimacy. A date, a bedroom, a relationship that looks normal from the outside. On the inside, it feels like this. Her body says no or not yet. Her mouth says, I'm okay. Her desires flicker on, curious, tender, wanting to explore at her own pace. But then shame rushes in faster than breath. You're doing too much. You're not doing enough. You should be grateful someone wants you at all. So she shapeshifts. Sometimes she goes further than she actually wants to because she doesn't want to seem too sensitive or too complicated. Other times she shuts down completely, avoiding touch, avoiding conversations, avoiding herself. Both are self-abandonment. One looks like overgiving, the other looks like overguarding, but neither feel like home. For Khalia, self-abandonment sounded like laughing off comments that made her feel uncomfortable, taking responsibility for other people's reactions to her body or views on intimacy, confusing being chosen with being cherished, believing desire made her dangerous instead of deeply human. When you're raised on a steady diet of good girls don't and real women should, you eventually stop asking what you actually want. You just learn to perform the script. The turning point didn't come from some big relationship ending. It came from something much quieter. A night in her living room. No audience, no partner, no performance. Just candles, a playlist, and a bottle of fragrance that smelled like the life she hadn't let herself live yet. She got dressed for herself. Not for a date, not for church, not for Instagram. She put on a little black dress that made her feel like honey and heat, soft and powerful, and then she danced. It was awkward at first. She felt self-conscious, pausing every few minutes to fight the urge to judge herself. But with every song, her body started to remember, I belong to me. The living room became her altar. The scent on her skin became her prayer. Each sway of her hips became a refusal to keep treating her body like a problem to solve instead of a home to return to. That night, Khalia didn't fix her whole story. She didn't instantly erase years of shame. What she did was this. She made a promise to never let other people's fear, their opinion of what she wore, or remarks about her body have more authority than her body's own truth. The micro act of repair was simple. Dress up and delight yourself without waiting for permission or an audience. A quiet dinner alone in a beautiful place. A new scent that makes you feel like you, alive. A dance in the softest light you can find. Not to be watched, but to be witnessed by you. Khalia's story matters because it's not just about sex or aesthetics. It's about what happens to a society when entire generations of people are taught to be ashamed of or to fear their own aliveness. When we disconnect women from their bodies, we disconnect communities from one of the most powerful sources of wisdom, intuition, creativity, and care. Abandoning self-abandonment in this context looks like choosing clothes that honor how you feel, not how good you look to others. Letting desire be data, not a crime scene. Treating your body less like a PR project and more like a temple, a home. So this week, here's your invitation. Choose one sensory ritual that makes you feel fully in your body. And I want you to let it be for you, not for an audience, not for the camera. Light the candle, spray the fragrance, dance in your living room. Dress up and eat the meal that you've always been saving for some special occasion. And decide that you are the occasion. If this episode resonated, save it for the days you're tempted to shrink and send it to someone who might find value in the message. Play it for those who are relearning their own reflection and share with me in the comments. Where have you abandoned your own body in the name of being good? And what's one way you're ready to come back home? I'm Miss Marisha, and this is episode 2 of Where I Left Myself. Until next time.